What is up YouTube? How's it going? Welcome to CodeWithSparsh, and in this video we are going to make a login page with HTML and CSS. So we're gonna be making a login page as the one you're seeing on your screens right now. So this login page will consist of a username text field, a password text field, and a login button. So you can enter your username, enter a password, and notice that the password is shown with dots here instead of the text, so we will talk about that too. And as soon as you hit the login button, the text fields just emptied themselves, so we're gonna look at that too. All right, okay, so as we are going to be working with Visual Studio Code, and Visual Studio Code treats every projects as folders or treats every folder as projects. Let's just make a new folder and name this login page. Okay, you can right click on it and open this folder as VS Code project, but most of you aren't gonna have this functionality because it involves the basic setting up with some commands in your command prompt. So let's just open your Visual Studio Code and okay, go to the file and open folder and select this folder from your desktop. Okay, so we should get something like this. So let's just create first the basic HTML file to structure the page. So right here you can see this new file button. You click on it and let's create our first HTML file. Okay, so we just hit shift and exclamation mark and let emit abbreviation complete all this information for us. Okay, let's just change the title here to login page. Okay, inside this body, okay, let's just do a heading of the social media, or you can do the social network, which sounds more cool. Okay, let's give this a class because we are going to be styling it with our CSS. Let's do page title. Okay, what else? Let's create the username, password, and the button. For that, let's just create a division here with the class name login. So you just do a dot and the name of the class, and the emit abbreviation automatically creates a division for you with the class name as you have entered. Inside this division, we do a form. Let's just remove the action from here because we don't need it. So inside this form, let's do another heading which says login to access your account. So it's just a nice little message which will pop up on your login page, which seems necessary. Okay, so again we are going to be styling it, so let's give it a class of, let's say, login message. Also we want to align this to center of our nice little login page, so align center. Okay, now let's just create our input fields. So this is going to be a text input. Okay, we are not gonna need name or ID, but we do need a placeholder which says username, and as soon as you start typing, this placeholder will disappear. Okay, now we're gonna do another input. Now this input will be of type password. So this is the basic difference. If your input is of type password, your text or whatever you input on this input section will not be displayed onto your screen. It will show just the dots which I have shown you earlier. So again, we're not gonna use name or ID, but we're gonna use placeholder by the name password. Okay, beautiful. Now let's create our last HTML element here, button, which says login. And again, let's do a class here, or let's just not do. We are going to style it with its button name also. Okay, so this is just the basic structure that we all gonna need for our login page. I don't see my live server working, so let me just reload this by hitting Ctrl plus Shift plus P and reload this window. And my live server should be working right now. Let me just give it a second, and I hope this does. Yes, it does. Sometimes Visual Code gets a little buggy. Okay, as you can see, our live server is working here. So if you hit on that, this should open a Google page. Okay, we got our page title, we got our login message, and a username, password, text fields, and a login button. Super. Let's just put this put these two side by side, so you can I can never get this to work. Let me just try. Okay, we want our code to be bigger. This should do. Okay, so we are done with our HTML file. Let's just create a CSS file and start styling. Okay, let me just collapse this and make this a little small so you can keep track of the changes. Okay, let's start styling. Let me just do first body. Let's do minimum height of 100 VH, vertical height. Let's do margin 0. We don't want any padding 2, so let's equate this to 0. Now we want a nice little background gradient, so as to fill this background. So let me just in a browser, let me just navigate to webgradients.com, and now this is a really good website which gives you different types of web gradients to use on your web pages. Okay, so let's just find let's close this. Let's find a beautiful one. Okay, I am very bad at selecting one because these all look very pretty. Okay, let's just do this one. You hit copy save and you are all good to go. Now you go there and you just paste, Ctrl V. That's it, and you will get a gradient. Okay, I hit save and nothing changes here because we still have to link our CSS file to our HTML. So for that you type link and let again emit abbreviation do its work. So it's a style sheet and references our file name main.css. Hit save, and now you can see we got our web gradient. Beautiful. Okay, let's just do more styling. Let's style the page title, which is the social network here. Okay, first of all, let's change the font. Helvet, not Hem, it's, oh my god, I can't type. Helvetica. Hit save. Okay, the heading looks much prettier right now. Okay, let's do padding 5 pixels 0. Okay, let's do color white, box siding, box border. save. Okay, not background attachment, we want a background color. Let's select this. Let's see how this looks. Okay, this really doesn't go with background, but we'll worry about that later. Okay, so as you remember, we have made a division here for the login message, the username text field, the password text field, and the login button. So let's style that and put these in a nice little box in the middle. Okay, login. Let's give this the same background or the same gradient as we have used here on our full body. So let me just copy this and put this here. Okay, let's do max width of let's say 400 pixel, but again you can experiment with this on your own. Okay, now let's do padding. I want 80 pixel and 40 pixel. Okay, it got into a box, which is pretty cool. Let's get ahead. Margin, I want let's say a top margin of 130 pixel, auto for the right and the left margin, and let's do 100 pixel bottom margin. Okay, if you maximize this, you can see that it gets into the middle. Let me just put that back here. Okay, now let's give this a box shadow, so as to really bring that login box out and make it unique. Let's do 0 0 10 pixels and black. Whoa, it really does stand out, doesn't it? Okay, so enough with the login box. Let's just do let's just style this login message, login to access your account with it, because it really looks very hideous right now. So let's do login message. Okay, font family, not font family Helvetica. Okay, let's do a background of white. Let's do width of 100%. We don't want any border. Let's do margin of 0 0 and 30 pixel. Okay, padding 15 pixel, not TP, it's pixel. What am I doing? Okay, and again box sizing, border box. Okay, and let's do the font size to 14 pixels. Okay, it looks a bit decent now. Okay, let's just change this font size to 16 pixel because it looks really small. Okay, now a little bit better. Let's also do font weight to bold. Okay, let's just change this background because it's not looking very warm is the word I would use. So background, not background, background color, let's do a shade of orange, shall we? Okay, it looks really ugly, so let's make this a little bit more, you know, pleasant to the eyes. Okay, or we can just steal some colors from the gradient here. So if we just copy this here, hit save. Okay, we will change that later, but for now it is okay. Let's also do letter spacing of 2 pixels. Okay, looks good. Okay, let's check the margin, 0 to 30 pixels. Great, looking good. Padding 15 pixels. Okay, let's just change the let's work on this input. So we go like login input. Okay, so let's change the font family to Helvetica. Okay, let's do a background of not white. Okay, moving on, let's do a width of 100%. Okay, we don't want any border because with border it looks really ugly. We want margin same as the login message, so 0, 0 and 30 pixels. Okay, and let's do padding of the same 15 pixels. Okay, box sizing, border box. And font size of 14 pixels. Okay, so I did a mistake here. We want to access the input of this login class, so let's remove this hyphen from in between, hit save, and this looks pretty good right now. Okay, alright, so we only got our login button to style, so let's do that. We go login and button. Okay, let's just change the font family first, as always, to Helvetica. Okay, now next let's do font size to 14 pixels, and again font weight to bold. Okay, also letter spacing to 2 pixels. I always say letter spacing, but it's letter spacing. Okay, let's do background color as same as our login message, so we just copy the color from here and put it here. Okay, let's do a width of 100% so it covers a bigger area. Okay, that's right. Let's remove the border because it looks really ugly. That seems nice. Okay, let's do margin of let's say 0, 0 and 8 pixels. I presume we got the margin. Let's do padding of 15 pixels. Okay, it got bigger, almost the same as this login message size. Also, let's change its color to white. Okay, and let's also change our cursor as we hover over this button to a pointer. So if we hover over this button, it changes to a pointer. And we do get a really nice login page here right now. Okay, it's just the color looks really imbalanced. So let's align this social network to the middle, and we can do that by accessing our HTML file and align this to center, if you will. Okay, let's change this color to black, the login button color to black. Okay, and let's dark this color because this really doesn't stand out. So if we hover over this, we get it nice. Let's do this. Okay, looks much better now. Let's copy this color. All the way into our login message. Paste it. Hit save. Looks good. Let's also copy this color to our page title because we want all of them to be same. Nice. Let's change this login message color to white, if you will. Login button color to white again. Okay, that is it. We got a CSS file here, we got an HTML file here, and we got our login page, which looks pretty decent, right? So you can put in your username, you can put in your password, and it doesn't show your password, which is a good thing, right, security wise. And as soon as you hit the button login, this information disappears. Okay, that's it for guys. If you like this video, you can hit the like button, and if you are new here, you can hit that subscribe button too, and don't forget to share this video, and I'll see you in the next one. Signing off.